Y'all, I have thought about doing this video so many different times. Always try to think about how to really articulate exactly what I want to say of what I've experienced in a year span, really a year and some months now, but I'm about to just lay it flat out on the table and tell y'all the real humbling truth of post-grad life. So here it is. Hey loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Kaela, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more videos to come. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what to expect post-grad and just an overall 1 year post-grad update on my life. Since then, I have graduated from the Florida A&M University, HBCU alumna. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts in Public Relations, and I was actually offered a full-time role months prior to my graduation to be an international communications specialist. And I love my job. I love my career so far. My budding career is amazing, but let's just piggyback from graduating and just the transition into adulthood and adult life is something that, in my opinion, feel a little bit mundane compared to like the college experience, especially if you attended an HBCU. It's just life feels slower. That's what I will say. So I wrote a couple notes here because I have the tendency to like ramble on and add spotlights to my conversation, and I really want to be able to articulate everything that I've experienced, or some things that you could experience as you enter post-grad life. So just an overview of what I've been doing since graduation, literally since walking across the stage December 2021. I started my job literally 3 months later, so in March of 2022, and I love my job, you guys. I work in the PR communications field, and that transition from like college was very challenging in the sense of when you are young and you're entering in your first entry-level position. I think imposter syndrome definitely settled in, especially if you like work for a pretty large company, or if you're just the youngest on your team. Going from just simple email style to corporate etiquette email is a night and day difference. Getting experience or just being on certain calls and working with internal, external, and any crisis communications is a pretty big deal, and it can be very intimidating when you are new to it. So it was slightly different from my actual internship role, which I was definitely okay with, because I think as a young adult you really need to be open to learning, and I'm very thankful that I had that experience, because like now I can say I'm able to add that to my new skill sets. But it was something that definitely forced me to grow, because it kind of forced me out of my comfort zone in a sense. Like I said, for me, I've always been an overachiever, but when you're placed in a position where you have to make sure you are always on point, things have to be a certain way, you have to follow, a certain message or a corporate style, and it's just something that you didn't do in school. So of course, when you haven't done something before and you really want to be good at it, you're not necessarily going to be perfect the first go around, So I had to have a lot of tweaking done, a lot of mentorship within my first role, and I had an amazing team. So I will say, I think I adjusted really great, so much so 8 months later, or 8 months into the role, I was offered a new role. So I'm super excited about that, and with that new role, it fits perfectly into the communications PR field as well, but I get to deal with a little bit more of influencer marketing. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok at the OK Kaela, you guys know I've been doing content creation and influencer work literally since like 2015, 2016. So I kind of consider myself a slight OG in that sense, but it's something that I really love to do, and I'm so thankful that this new role actually allows me to do that. And so I will be honing and adding more to my skills or skill sets through that role. And this new role is allowing me to relocate. So I will be relocating to a different state. I'll show you guys in the next few videos soon about that. But, just knowing that within your new role, or a new job straight out of college, everything is about learning. I think because we live in such a huge social media age right now, we always feel the need to be like perfect, or we're supposed to have our life together and within 2 years after post-grad. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was definitely that person junior, senior year of college that was like, the reason why everybody complains after college is because they weren't planting certain seeds, they weren't prepping, they weren't getting their mind right, and that's why they're so lost and they don't know what they want to do. And you know, looking back on it, now that I'm actually in this position and like I get it now, it's not about whether you prepared or not. Because I'll be honest with you, personally for me, I was definitely that person that was prepping. So I do commend myself for doing that, because it definitely allowed me to have certain experiences as early on as I did when I graduated. But what I will say is the social and mental aspect of it is a total different ball game. And now I understand the struggle of, you know, transitioning your mind from a college mindset to an adulthood mindset. Because when you look at like college in a 4-year span, or even if you did 4.5 years or 5 years, it's like the amount of time that you can achieve goals is a different timeline once you graduate. Like once you graduate, that is the rest of your life. And that's why they say, you know, enjoy those 4 years while you can, because it's literally so true. Like I could say, you know, if I'm in my sophomore year right now, by junior year, I want to accomplish this, and that. And you have a roadmap developed, and you can achieve that literally within that roadmap and time frame. But in real life, I think that because I am an overachiever and I tend to have very, very high expectations about a lot of different things, achieving those things in the time I think I'm going to achieve them is just kind of unrealistic. That's like, you know, I have mentors that I really look up to, and they are older women. They are women that are in their 30s and 40s that have, you know, 5, 10, 15 plus years within their career field, or, you know, entrepreneurship of what they're doing. And so the things they're able to materialize or do is going to be on a different scale. And it's not something that they were able to do overnight or even within 2 or 3 years. It literally took time, preparation, networking, like a lot of grinding years to get to that point. And so I think I was holding myself up to these super high expectations as soon as I graduated. And it makes you panic when you look at the number of years and the age. And because like I feel as if, you know, just being a Gen Zer, we do see so many successful Gen Zers that are able to do things that like 35 and 40-year-olds do. And it seems like it's overnight. And so like I was the type of person that, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to close on a home by 25. And mind you, I turned 25 this year. So imagine me coming out of college at the age of 23, and just that 1 year span, I was putting so much pressure on myself of all these things that I could accomplish and do. And I'm going to have this by this age. I'm going to do this by this age. And that's great to have goals. But one thing I will say is you really do have to look at the full picture of everything and understand that everything takes time, and stop putting these super duper high expectations in a super duper limited time frame. Because honestly, you know, God laughs when you plan. And to be honest, I'm so glad I wasn't too into my head with that towards the end of last year, because it got to the point where I was really slightly depressed. Like it would get to the point where I'm all smile and giggles now, but like there were days where I was just like really hard on myself. So multiply that times 10 with the pressures of work. And it's not even that I was being pressured at work, it's that I was learning. I'm learning. And when you're learning and you're not a master at what you're doing yet, and you're trying to figure your life out, it felt like I was having a pre-life crisis. And everyone talks about, you know, oh, your frontal lobe is fully developed at the age of 25. That's great. And maybe I've become super duper stern early on. But I can certainly tell you guys right now, everything I do and don't want, and what I will and won't tolerate. Now, let me backtrack a little bit, because, you know, I am young, so things are subject to change. But I think I'm pretty stern about the things that I really want for myself in life. And that leads me to the next thing, you know, challenges that emerge within your personal life after work, you know, because work is just your 9 to 5. There's a life outside of work. And I think, you know, just going from college and like missing the old routines and being around your friends every day where they're in close proximity to you, so you literally can hang out whenever, however many days, however many hours you want. And it's just not the same because, you know, everybody lives in different places now. And just feeling like I had a lot of time to reflect and think about what I want for myself and how I was going to get there, and knowing that it's going to take a lot of shadow work and it's going to take a lot of personal growth. And I think that I've done a complete 180 since just entering my freshman year of college to like now. I'm very, very proud of myself with the, you know, the amount of boundaries that I've set and just the amount of growth that I've had up until this point. And I'm glad that I took these hardships as a way of learning instead of beating myself up too much, because you got to allow yourself room to grow. So every new level of life, it's a car outside. So every new level of life is going to require a new level of you. And so I did a lot of that through just like prayer and just reflecting and just looking at certain patterns that I knew was getting me in a bad place and redoing that and reprogramming my mind. I think you really have to get serious and intentional about defining what success means to you, because if you ask several different people, success can mean something totally different. Success could mean material possessions for someone. Success could mean freedom, happiness, and peace for someone. Success could mean time, health, and a career status for someone. It literally means something different to everyone. And that's why you need to get very, very clear on what that means for you, because I feel, and what I've noticed just from even being at home and just in my hometown, around family, certain friends, you're going to start realizing around this age, if you don't have a clear idea what that means for you, you are going to allow somebody else to write your story for you. And that is a very, very dangerous situation to be in, because you'll start having family tell you, well, you shouldn't do this because this is what happened when I did this, da, da, da. You'll start having people place their projections on you and their fears onto you, and that may not even be something that you even asked for, first of all, but you know, even feel like it could be your reality, because everybody's reality is different. Just because you follow one of your mentors' blueprint doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen for you that exact same way. Like, everybody has a story, everybody's going to have certain chapters, and everybody's going to have their different version of what success is. And as long as you really follow your roadmap and do your personal work and have your personal relationship with God, or, you know, to be respectful to everyone's belief, you know, whoever you believe in, have a respectable relationship and power source with that, I feel as if you're going to be fine. Like, you're literally going to be okay. Like, you really do have to take the societal pressures off of you, because I think even in today's time, the definition of what success can even look like for a woman is vastly different of what it looked like 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know, as a young woman, we don't necessarily have to feel like we have to have kids right away. And that's not even something that I even can fathom right now, because I know there are a lot of personal, individual things I would like to check off before bringing a human being into this world, you know, or really just working on myself and personal growth before even getting a serious relationship again, because I want to be the best version of myself so that I'm not unloading certain thoughts or baggage on that new person. If you're not strong and firm in that, you can really, you know, lose your way. And so that's why now, in hindsight, I am very thankful that, you know, my first opportunity after college didn't allow me to relocate super fast, or made me move to you know, from my parents' house so fast. I'm thankful that I had that family support and, you know, the resources to do so, because now I feel like I'm in a better financial position when I relocate, that I'm going to be fine. And those are important things that I feel like really affect your mental health and just your overall well-being and how you would like to map out your life. So, you know, a lot of times you really can't even question why things happen the way they happen. Sometimes you'll be able to look back and be thankful that they happen the way they happen, because it allows you to be prepared when the opportunity presents itself. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if you would have told me that, you know, this would have been my life 2 years ago, even just like my junior year of college, I still would have thought you were crazy. Like, I always knew that life could be great, life could be good as long as you work, you know, you pray and do all these things. But it's like, I never would have thought it would be this good. And to be honest, I did have, you know, slight different expectations. But again, I'm really glad that they happened the way it happened, because in the midst of all that, there are a lot of moments that I had to grow. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Like, I think a lot of people want like instant gratification, and they don't really want to do the work. And I'm always willing to do the work, because there's beauty in the mess and chaos. Like, that's character shaping. And to me, that means the world to me, because I know whenever I'm placed in positions or in certain rooms, I know that I'm equipped to make things happen, and I'm meant to be there because I've gone through the personal work, the challenges, and I took them as learning lessons instead of being hard on myself or lashing out on other people or just giving up. Because there are a lot of instances I just know that had I chose a different route or chose to be negative about the situation, I don't think I would even be in my position today. And so, you know, with every hardship that's going to happen after post-grad, you need to really shape your mindset into learning. Like, right now, my biggest advice is to be a sponge. Learn as much as you can learn, especially if you're the youngest in the room, or, you know, you're looking for mentorship. Find someone that, I always say this, but like, I don't get offended from people that like tell me certain things and I don't like aspire to do anything they want to do. I'm not taking like any advice from those people, because they don't really have enough guidance to be able to tell you certain things. I mean, it sounds harsh, but like, when you really think about it, how can someone who's never even had the title of what you're trying to pursue be able to tell you how to get there? Doesn't make any sense. So that's something to keep in mind. And I mean, I'll even touch bases on like the whole romantic aspect. Like, I don't feel like a relationship is necessary right now for me. You know, if it happens, it happens. But like I said, I know I want to be the best version of myself, because I just feel like, you know, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So he really supposed to be finding me. And I'm not going to put too much pressure on that either, because it's just not worth it. From my experiences so far, it's just not worth it. But we'll see in a new city, you know, if I even care to date right now. But yeah, you guys, I am super excited. I feel like the biggest thing that you're going to face after college, just post-grad in general, is literally just figuring out what success means to you, being intentional about every move that you make, whether it's literally moving or just how you move throughout your career, your friendships, your family relationships, romantically, and knowing that you are learning. Like, you're not supposed to know everything right now. This is literally a midlife point. And the fact that you have so much time, I feel like even just as a Black woman and a woman in general, like, we tend to put all of these like milestone date stamps on our lives, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen like that. Like, you are the author of your story. Like, you literally have, like, God has literally made you equipped to do literally anything. Like, that's the type of faith that I have. Like, right now, I always tell myself, if God were to take everything away from me right now, I would be okay and still trust him, because I know that he has placed everything in me to be equipped to get all that stuff back and then some. That's literally how I always tell myself. Like, whenever I'm starting to get really, really overwhelmed, I'm like, either this no or pause right now is because things are getting worked out behind the scenes, or I'm about to get something totally better. And it literally is just like, I feel like God has a proven track record with that, honestly. So that's what I would really tell you guys. And definitely make sure you guys subscribe and like this video, because when I tell you more chit chats and talks are coming, like maybe even with some rants, because not to toot my horn, but I really feel like I be telling y'all the real deal about stuff. Like, I don't really even want to sugarcoat things. I'm just gonna tell you exactly how it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Any other questions you guys would like me to touch bases on or really go into depth with in another video, I will be happy to do so, because I feel like I always do curated tutorials and stuff like that, but I never really talk about like real life. And honestly, my friends in real life, people in real life know I'm a talker, and I love, you know, talking about very conscious topics, or like anything that's pretty much intellectual, life theories, conspiracies, like literally anything, I'll talk about it. Okay, so but that is pretty much it for my post-grad life update for you guys. Post-grad life, like I said, is just interesting and it's a journey, but I'm very thankful, grateful, and blessed. So I am so happy to document this journey and just share everything that I'm learning along the way. So make sure you guys, like I said, subscribe and stay tuned for more, because I have a very exciting, really multiple vlogs coming up. I'm going to Greece for work. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. And then I'm going to be traveling to my new destination to find my new apartment, so stay tuned for that as well. But like I said, more chit chat videos are coming. I feel like I'm going through like this whole rebranding phase. Less, you know, curated content, a little bit more organic talk through content, because like I said, I can talk, and I can talk about real life, and real life is happening. So I'm just here to share it with you guys. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.